you think about gyms? Because I know the answer.
Don't do it. Do not get a gym membership. Please don't do it. Gym is a waste of money.
Welcome to Fireside Talks, where we help bring you from survival to stability.
Through skills, support, and the hope of Jesus Christ. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? So, last week we spent some time kind of looking at the whole idea of a new year, new you type of thing. And we talked a little bit about health and even mental health and habits and things of that nature. This week we're going to focus a little bit more on our physical health. And kind of like we talked about last time, if you remember the message from last time, I think I mentioned in there that in 1 Samuel, when Samuel is calling David, remember that God is looking at your heart, not what man sees. So in any aspect of this, when we're talking about getting in shape and stuff like that, we need to be doing it for us and no one else.
Well, for God.
Well, sure. But we're not doing it to try to look more attractive.
Sure, yeah.
We're doing it for all the other benefits that come with it. So we're going to look a lot at the physical aspect of it this week, right? And we're kind of switching it up, and I'm going to ask you the questions instead of you asking me. So when we start thinking about our physical health, one of the things a lot of people think about is getting a gym membership. And even last week, I told you not to run out and get a gym membership just because of what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you think faith kind of shapes your view of health?
This actually took me a long time to get to because I wanted to be healthy, because I wanted to move better. I wanted to feel better. I wanted to do things easier. I wanted to live a long time. All those lists of things. Cancer scares the heck out of me, so I wanted to prevent having cancer. So then after reading more,
Reading more health books or
no,
reading more
Bible.
scripture?
More scripture. After reading more in the scriptures, I realized that my body is a temple for the Holy Spirit, for God. And like in Romans, it says, I should present my body as a sacrifice to God. And the sacrifices that they presented were unblemished, I lost the word.
No defect.
No defects, yeah. I think it's because I started with N. Unblemished, with no defect. And that's the way my body should be. And that's the way I should be treating myself. Sure, that cake tastes good. And God doesn't tell me to stay away from that cake because he tells us to celebrate and feast and be merry. But I should be feeding my body the things that are going to make it presentable to God as a temple. Should I be shoving candy bars down my throat to be a temple? Like, would I be giving God candy bars as a sacrifice? Like, that's not something I should be doing. So that kind of shaped my view of how I should be treating my body.
Okay, so I do want to touch on the idea of that blemish with no defect and no, or that sacrifice with no blemish.
Unblemished and no defect.
Because we talked about it today.
Yeah.
With kids.
Yeah.
And the example we gave was our dog that she, there's nothing wrong with her. She doesn't have any defects, but she has some markings on her that wouldn't allow her to be something that we would show as a blemish.
Right.
And I just think we need to be careful thinking of our own bodies as blemished and defected.
Sure. I just don't want to purposefully do things to my body to make it that way.
Okay. That makes sense. I just wanted to clear that up so
Yeah.
people aren't thinking that, that scar or whatever is a problem for God.
Sure, we also need to live in the world of the reckless love of God and his grace and mercy, that if we do something that now we are convicted that maybe that wasn't the best thing, he has grace and mercy. Like Christ's love covers that too.
Okay. So what do you think the difference is between grace and discipline?
Are they even close to the same thing?
No, not at all.
Like, well, the grace would be something you give someone or give yourself, I guess, like showing, like giving yourself an okay, like I'm not going to do this next time. I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to move past it. And discipline is teaching yourself to not do it. So I guess in a way they work hand in hand. When you're talking about health, you want discipline. As you're disciplining yourself, you have to show yourself grace until you get to that end line.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. And it's just one of those things that, like, I think people get so disciplined or try to be so disciplined that they don't give themselves grace when they fail.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they need to work hand in hand.
Because you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
I mean, plain and simple. There's gonna be something.
I don't know how many times we failed on a diet.
Yeah. Every time.
We're gonna keep trying though.
So if we're kind of thinking of faith as our foundation, and then we start to look at eating, what are some practical, easy to follow tips when it comes to trying to eat healthy on a budget? Because we were, again, I think today or yesterday, we were complaining about food prices.
Yeah. But stop eating out, because grocery stores are raising their prices, so are restaurants. So are the fast food stores. Because the food costs more. Like, it costs more to eat out. It just does. It might seem simple and easy and cheaper in the short term, but if you can buy a whole chicken, or if you could buy a whole sheet of chicken breast and make 3 or 4 meals out of that $5 of making 3 meals is way cheaper than, what is it now, like $10 meal at McDonald's?
Right.
So it's stop eating out. That's first and foremost. Stop eating out. And eat beef as least as possible. It's the most expensive meat. Like, you can make chicken tacos taste just as good. So to swap out the meat so that you can make it a little bit cheaper, that's definitely a big thing too. We eat a lot of frozen vegetables instead of fresh vegetables, so they'll sit on the shelf longer, so we don't have to worry about them going bad. So then we're just if they go bad, then we're just throwing our money away. So frozen, we like frozen instead of canned, but if it's a fresh vegetable that I know that we'll use, like carrots and celery, we'll get that fresh. Also, making sure you're eating your fruit in season. It's winter time. Don't be eating a lot of fruit, because it's going to be more expensive than it is during the summer and fall.
Unless you're in that southern climate.
Right.
So, and just thinking of the eating out aspect, I know one of the things I complained about a lot at work to some of the guys I work with is, and I can't seem to get past it that night that we went pheasant hunting with the whole family on the opener weekend, and we stopped at Taco John's on the way home, and it was almost $100 for all of us to get Taco John's.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we have a family of 7, so...
Right, but it costs the same amount for us to sit down at, like, Qdoba or to sit down at Azteca and eat the same things.
Right. But, I mean, like, it was almost $100 to go to Taco John's.
Yeah, I can definitely make a pot of chili for a lot less.
Right. Right. So, what are some affordable staples you think that every household should have?
Rice. Rice.
Even though the government just said we shouldn't eat as much of it.
It's still cheap.
Yep.
It's still cheap and filling, and you can easily get frozen stir fry vegetables, already mixed up and cut, really cheap, and then add in some diced chicken and throw it over some rice, and you have a complete meal. So to have a complete filling meal.
Sure.
Other staples, chicken. We always have chicken in our freezer. Beans. We also keep a lot of like canned soup in our basement, in our storage. So I'm not good about prepping a lot of meals. There's lots of meal preppers out there, like frozen meals, like have them ready. And absolutely, if you can do that, that's awesome. But that's not me. It's hard. And when you spend an all day cooking so that you can have stuff in the freezer, I end up using them because I don't want to cook anymore. So they're no longer emergency meals. They're meals I use. So we have soup in our basement storage that we can, if it gets late, we're running errands and we lost track of time and we don't have time to make dinner, it's close to bedtime, we can heat up some soup on the stove and have dinner ready in just a few minutes. So that's handy. I would say soup would be a staple too. Would you add anything to that?
I mean, I think having, like you said, soup, just some of your little things, and especially it's those little things that are easy to cook. Like you said, when we're running late and it's, we don't want to have supper at 9:00 because by that point we should have put kids to bed. So having a few things in the house that are quick and easy to cook, and I honestly, the first thing that comes to my mind is a frozen pizza, but obviously that's not the greatest thing in the world for you.
Sure. Well,
but I mean, you can have if you can keep in your freezer just. I know we talked about beef, but a little bit of hamburger, some chicken. You can do
sausage.
You can do a lot with just chicken or a little bit of hamburger. I think another thing, we don't eat a ton of it in our house, but quick, easy, cheap, and not the worst thing in the world to eat would be having some pasta. And some of that fast stuff, I think, is probably more important than a lot of the other things because that is what stops us from grabbing something on the way home.
Yeah. Knowing that you have a can of soup is going to stop you from grabbing that gas station sandwich or that McDonald's meal.
Right. And that's unfortunate because I love gas station food. But even buying lunch at a gas station now is going to be anywhere between $8 and $15. So having just a few of those things. I mean, if you think of let's say $15 to go to a fast food restaurant, you can do a lot with 3 pounds of hamburger.
Right. Yeah.
And it's going to last you a lot longer. So even if we're looking at some of those staples to keep around, having some chicken, you can do a ton with a little bit of chicken and a little bit of hamburger.
Yeah, and pasta is good to have around too, so you can throw together, pasta and a can of marinara sauce. Stay away from your ready-make meals. They're junk. They have so many preservatives and unknown things in them. Like the hamburger helper type meals that you just throw together from a box, like they're not good for you. So if we're talking about health and treating our bodies well, like that's not good. So stay away from the center of the grocery store.
So I think something we do, I think we do a pretty good job at it. Not meal prepping, because we don't do a good job at meal prepping.
No.
But we do a pretty good job with meal planning.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the biggest benefits of the meal plan?
Yeah, because we've definitely had periods in our life where I'm like, I don't have the energy to make a meal plan and or make a menu, and then we're going to the grocery store every day. So if you're making a menu, you can say, okay, I'm having chicken this day. I can buy a big thing of chicken and I can have it for 3 days. Or I have these spices in the house. I just need a few more things and I can make this. So you can save money that way. And there's so many impulse buy things when you go to the grocery store. Oh, I think we're running low on bananas. I'm going to grab more of those. And oh, the kids would like these treats. I'm going to grab those too. And like, if you're going to the store less, then you'll do less of that.
Right. And then when you have 10 pounds of bananas, half of them go bad anyways. When you're buying them every time you walk in every day.
Yeah.
So, if you had to pick one affordable go-to meal, what is it?
Oh, chili.
Chili?
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you're making it with ground beef. And you can split the ground beef and ground pork to make it even cheaper. And beans, canned beans are so cheap, and tomato juice, chili powder, you're good to go. And it's easy, so easy to put together. Even kids can easily make it.
Right. So that's your go-to
That's
cheap
my
and easy.
go-to cheap and easy.
Okay. So if we're going to talk about food, we probably have to talk about moving and exercise.
Yes.
So tell me what you think about gyms. Because I know the answer.
Don't do it. Do not get a gym membership. Please don't do it. Gym, it's a waste of money. Who wants to get up in the morning or whenever and bundle up in the winter and drive to the gym? So however far you are from the gym that they were going to is a good 15 minutes away. And then you have to change because it's too cold to wear your workout clothes in the winter. So then you have to change, do your workout. Then, not to mention the time it takes to pack your gym bag. Then you have to shower, go outside and change again. Then in the wet, you're wet from your shower. You have to go out in the cold and then drive to wherever you're going if you're going to work or back home. So you're not only spending that drive time, you're packing your bag time, you're also spending the money on the gym membership, and it's a waste.
It's like a multi-billion-dollar industry, you know that, right?
Stop wasting your money.
Then what do you do?
There's so many things that you can do at home. You don't have to waste your money on that. You can get up in the morning and if you are stretching and then you are doing some kind of strength, you don't need a machine to do strength training. You can do squats, you can do lunges, you can do sit-ups, you can do push-ups, you can do wall sits. Those are all strength training. You don't have to have weights. And if you feel like you need weights, you can get them cheap from Walmart. And then if you're doing some kind of cardio, go for a run around your house if it's nice outside. If it's not, run in place. Or you can go run up and down your stairs. You don't need a stair stepper machine. Use your stairs. Like, you can do a lot of stuff at home that you don't need to. And if you need someone if you don't have the knowledge to make your own workout, like I'm literally telling you, stretch, do some sit-ups and push-ups. Do a little bit of cardio, get your heart rate up. Like, it's a good workout. But if you need someone to tell you, there's so many free things out there. You can find a good stretching routine. You can go on Pinterest and it'll give you a good, like, rotating workout of squats and lunges and push-ups and all of that. So you're working everything. Like, it'll be all set up for you on your rest days and all of that. Like, and then our daughter, she likes somebody on YouTube and she does yoga and HIIT workouts. And she just puts that up and just follows along with her. Like, totally free. You don't need to spend a bunch of money and time on the gym membership, because then if you're working out at home, You're not spending that extra 30 minutes at least driving back and forth to the gym. There are also little swaps you can make throughout your day. Take the stairs, not the elevator or the escalator. Park your car away from the door at the grocery store so you have to walk farther in. Be more present and active. If you have kids, get down on the floor and crawl with them. There's no weight limit on the playgrounds. So get up there, go down the slide with them, stand at the swing, walk to the park. There's little changes that you can make throughout your day too, that you don't have to have a set routine, that you can be healthier just by moving your body more.
So I feel like we've kind of covered the free option.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, though, while gym memberships have been a hot topic in our house over the years, there are a lot of budget-friendly options. I mean, there are a lot of gyms that you can get into for less than $20 or $15 a month. So I would at least encourage you, if you are going to go to a gym, look into one of those, because
Know all of your options.
right, and you know, some of these nationwide memberships, you know, oh well, if I pay extra, I can go to any gym in the country. Seriously, how often are we really going on vacation and searching for the gym? I know there's people that do it, but more than likely there's a gym in your hotel.
Yeah.
So save that $10, $15, $20 a month on the, well, I can use whatever club I want in whatever city I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it would make sense if you're one of those people that, like, every other month I'm in this town.
Traveling for your job or whatever. Yeah.
Right. I guess I can see it then.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's pretty far and few between.
Yeah. And his thing is that he feels like if he's paying for a gym membership, that he's going to be more diligent about going more disciplined. And I feel like if you should try and be more disciplined at home before you're going to spend that extra money, once you get to the point that you think you need some strength training machines or something like that, or going to get a trainer or something.
Sure. So, how do we deal when we're going to the gym?
He scooted way over.
I didn't.
I made him mad.
So, we are trying to eat better. We're trying to eat on a budget. We're trying to be more active. And I got sick, right? I'm not like some horrible illness, but just like I've got a cold. I don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I reverted to laying on the couch and eating mac and cheese.
Right.
How do we handle a setback like
Right.
that?
Show yourself grace. Just get back on the horse tomorrow. Like it's okay. You are building this discipline. You need to be able to show yourself grace in that while it's being built, and those things happen. They're gonna happen. Life happens. Somebody gets sick. You have to spend time with your parents because they're sick, or with a child because they're sick, and it throws off your routine. Just hit the reset button and get back on the horse.
Sure. So another thing when we're talking about setbacks, I am a little bit, but not horrible. But like, I'm not a big emotional eater, but I'm certainly a bored eater.
Mm.
So how do we handle like maybe that emotional eating?
How do you handle it? I mean, I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
Well, so I've had a bad day. I have to stop and fill the car up with gas on the way home from work, and I go inside to pay because I'm gonna grab something anyways, and I walk past that end cap of Little Debbie's or Hostess or whatever. You're like, you know what? 2 or 3 fudge rounds don't sound too bad right now.
Right. Well, and so that, I mean, if you fall into that trap with eating, it's the same thing with exercise. You have to be able to show yourself grace, know that it happens, and then get back on the horse. Like, you have to be able to say, I'm not going to do that tomorrow, and we absolutely can't do this in our own strength. We have to do it in His strength, in the Lord's strength. We have to be able to turn to Him and say, Lord, please give me your perseverance. Please give me strength. Help me to do this again tomorrow. Not eating Little Debbie's, eating healthy.
I'm gonna eat more Little Debbie's tomorrow.
Please help me,
Because
Lord.
it's still gonna be bad. So we've talked about food and some staples to have in the house. We've talked about how faith is our foundation. We've talked about being more active.
Mhm.
So if you were gonna give advice on to do one thing, just that this is my best piece of advice from all of this, what is it?
Change one thing.
Yeah.
Pick one thing. Pick one habit. You can't do it all. Like, pick that one thing. If it's drinking more water, then focus on that. Get a habit tracker. There's tons you can get on your phone, on your watch. You can print off a journal and check off how many bottles of water you have, whatever it is, but focus on that, whatever you need to do that. If you put too many things in there, then you lose track and you feel overwhelmed and it just won't happen. Another thing that you can do is tie it with something else, a habit that you already have. So if you're a coffee drinker in the morning, put your water bottle next to the coffee pot. That way you're drinking your water while your coffee is brewing. And just tie it with that. Or if you are wanting to do a workout routine, and you get up early to do a devotional, tie it together. So maybe you're putting earbuds in and you're listening to your devotional, or you're listening to Matthew while you're doing your sit-ups. So you can tie those habits together, and just make sure that you're doing it consistently, because it takes a good 20 to 30 days,
Give or take.
to create a habit, is what they say. So make sure you're doing it consistently. If you mess up, because like we said, something is going to happen. Something's going to throw you off. You're going to get sick. Somebody else is going to get sick, and it's going to mess up the routine, or Christmas is thrown in the middle of it. You just start back over. But get that 30 days in so you create that habit.
Okay.
One thing
and
at a time.
And because of the lessons we've learned, I would say that's also probably the best advice out there, is just don't try to change it all at once.
Yeah.
Because we've had those, like, we're going to radically change our diet, and
I'm fed up with feeling like this.
Yep.
We're not going to eat this anymore. We're going to do this.
right, I'm cutting out carb, sugar, protein, starch, all at the same time, right? So I would say that one thing is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Make one change.
And
But in that one change, and we'll stick with the water idea, like, there's a lot of unintended benefits from that too.
Mhm.
So I'm making sure I'm drinking whatever it is, however many bottles of water a day, whatever bottle you're using. But now, I'm not thirsty, so I didn't buy a pop. I'm not thirsty, so I didn't drive through a $8 coffee shop.
that's not for thirst.
But I have drank all of this water today, and now at supper time I'm not quite as hungry, so I don't eat quite as much.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of little things. When we start to change one thing, it can unintentionally change other things.
Right.
Which often if you're going to pick a good habit to start, odds are that unintentional habits can also be good.
Yeah.
So as we move forward, doing one thing at a time. So, we're doing really good drinking our water. Now I'm going to add, I don't know, I'm cutting carbs, or I'm whatever that might be, whatever your next thing is. You can just make sure you're doing them one at a time and getting that pattern established before you move on to the next.
Yeah, and I think if you're cutting things out too, it's important for you to see whatever it is you're cutting out as the enemy. You need to, that sweet treat is not what you deserve. It's not the treat. It's not good for you. And you need to view it as that is what is keeping you from your goals. That is the danger of cutting things out, is that you are still craving it because you still see it as your friend.
Right.
So to speak. You need to realize, you need to change your outlook on it, as it is the enemy that is keeping you from your goals.
And say it is sweets is something you struggle with. It's not to say that you're never going to have it again.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not going to have it every day.
Right.
Or maybe even every week. Like, I'm going to cut this out, and let's say it's milkshakes. Ice cream is your big weakness. We can't say that. We're not saying never have ice cream again. We're saying, all right, I went 30 days. I can have one.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm 60 days in. I can have one.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I'm swearing off pizza, right? Maybe I won't have it 3 times a week, but I'll still have it once in a while.
Right.
I think is the other important thing. So as we kind of wrap up this week's, the idea of physical health, next week we'll be moving into mental health. So if you've enjoyed this, or you're curious about what we're doing, below is all of our links to everything, to our website, to the podcast, to all of our stuff, right? So if you've enjoyed it and you want to get more of this, there's a thumbs up button or stars or some such thing on whatever you're listening to or watching.
Like and subscribe.
Right, that's the direction I was headed. But hit that like button, subscribe, so that way you'll get notified when new episodes come out. And if you have questions about Fireside Christian Community or Fireside Christian Church, pretty much all of that information's on our website. And if you have stuff that's not answered on there and you have questions for us, you can reach out to us through the website also, because that's the email we get. Another reminder is that on our website, we do have our merch. And just to want to say it again, I know we've said it before, but we don't personally make anything off of the merchandise. All of the profits go into the mission. Mm-hmm. So we'll be back next week for mental health, and we will see you guys later.